Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW, here in the K. Schönberg Tier 7 Premium German Destroyer. Its party trick is a 5.6 kilometer sonar, so it's a little bit like the Z35, but at Tier 7. Obviously, with things like the split in the game now, you've got more radar destroyers that you're likely to come up against. So it's not quite the I don't want to say it's the easiest ship to play, but if you drop in a game where these guys haven't got radar on the other side, on their destroyers, then you're in with a good chance. Now, I'm running low concealment at 5.1 kilometers, which means that if I do get spotted, something's already 500 meters within my sonar range, and that leads to the party trick of smoke and sonar and guns, which we'll see happen in a little bit against the Z23. But what I want you to ask yourself in watching this video through is, did I cost the team a victory, or did they make the defeat themselves? Because I am going to do something which I've often done in the past, and it's because teams just like to rush out to the flanks and stack behind islands and not support their destroyers. So I decided to go out and have a little bit of fun. We've got the Jervis on the left-hand cap. I think it's a Vorquillen on the right-hand cap. That Vorquillen is not really going to get a lot of support from his team. The Jervis has seen a cruiser poke his face around the corner, but there we go. There is a destroyer. Look, 5.5 on the Z23, 5.2, 5.1. Pop the smoke, wait till he disappears, pop the sonar, splash some torps out there. Now, whether or not he saw those torpedoes coming because he's running his own sonar, I don't know, but I can't remember what his sonar range is. But if he is running it, he's not doing potentially what he should have done in push towards me, close the range, and get me spotted for his team. And he is going to pay for that dearly. You look, while we gun this guy down, you see the Jervis has pulled off the cap because of the P-bagration out there. Our other destroyer on Delta Cap is completely unsupported, really, because one of the battleships has decided to take himself out of the game to go around the island. This guy, this Z23, is going to get lucky with RNG on a couple of salvos, but then we are going to finish the job. And with him out of the way, I'm thinking, okay, guys, you've got a cap there. And then I looked and saw we were cruiser down, and that was a Japanese cruiser, I want to say Myoko, who basically pulled a 180 sail face first into the island, and the P-bag just deleted him. I imagine there was a whole host of AP. But the battleship has also turned around in that cap, and he's now running away, and the destroyer is in the cap doing I don't know what. But the Anhalt and the Bismarck here realise that they're spotted. There's something behind them. They've seen the Z23 go out, and they know that somebody is pushing here. But because that destroyer was unsupported on D-cap, he's gone. One battleship is backing out. One is hiding behind the island. And I'm looking at this game already when we are barely sort of 3.5 minutes into it with 3 ships down. Red team at 2 ships down. But I'm thinking we're going to lose this. But the Jervis there is persisting on trying to hold onto the cap when he's got a radar cruiser, a destroyer, and a battleship pushing round with him. And he's going to get bumped. He's got nowhere to run. Decision should have been made sooner on that. Red team have got 2 caps. We've got 1. But we're pushing this Bismarck out, but they've got nothing to push against there because blue team from A-cap have now completely disappeared, along with the destroyer from D-cap. We have a division of battleships who are parked there in our home cap to the south of the minimap. They are going to sit there sniping shots. Don't know where to finish on the results. We'll check that out later. But the other 2 battleships, one, I think it's a Tirpitz, has decided to push around the island. He gets the DD spotted, so Let's see what he can do about that. And I'm looking, just wanted to take this cap, push the Bismarck off it, force him round into those two guys. And to be frank, I didn't expect to happen what was going to happen, not with two ships in division with each other. I thought this would have worked out much better, but one of those guys is going to sail straight round the corner and get absolutely slapped out of existence. And I was like, that's awesome. We're now losing by almost 200 points. We are a cap down currently. The destroyer out there, I didn't see which one that was, but it disappears. I think it was Air Mars. But we're going to pop our torpedoes towards the Colorado. Little bit of mistake there, leaving the spread too wide. Now, I'm trying to keep things spotted. I'm trying to take a cap. I'm trying to keep pressure on players. And I'm looking at where my team is. They're literally all at the back and they're all parked hugging rock. And I'm like, that is just awesome. But this Colorado is running. He's backing out. He's taking fire still. Leviathan is putting some pressure on him. And I'm thinking, do I pull all the way back? Can we get onto that Bismarck? No, we haven't got torpedoes. But he goes full send there. And that guy that's, like I said, on the corner of the island is going to get absolutely battered as we land a couple of torpedoes on the Colorado there. We get a flood, but that is damage controlled. And I'm thinking, okay, Bismarck on my right flank, Colorado here. Let's go smoke. We know he's damage controlled. See if we can get a fire on this guy, get him off the map. And then the two guys down there on decap can basically turn left and go face first into this Bismarck and lend me a hand. But here we go. Just as we get in the shot zone, Leviathan takes the kill. There's no such thing as kill stealing in this game, really, is there? Every little helps. There we go. Nebraska goes out to the Bismarck, and his buddy is pretty much flat broadside to this Bismarck as the Bismarck comes around the corner. And I'm thinking, okay, he's got another battleship on his other side. He can't really angle to them both. What is my next move? Two battleships on Delta Cap, putting pressure onto the Bismarck. They do a good chunk of damage to him. But there, the Richelieu trying to stay face into the Bismarck. Not going to happen. And he goes out of the game. It's 5 ships, plays 3. We are, again, not quite 200 points down. We're going to put some torpedoes out that Bismarck. I'm wary of the Bismarck's sonar, so we're going to turn away from him. And I am located, and I can see that the Bismarck is closest to me, but there is something going to start turning the cap behind us again. And so I am going to push back towards. Torps are looking good. We're only on 1 kill and 1 fisting. But we are going to land the torpedoes on the Bismarck. We don't need to look anymore. There we go. 3 torpedo hits, 2 floods, and a kill, and that's him gone. Here we go. Destroyer on a cap. I didn't actually look to see which destroyer it was. I'm thinking, can I keep that radar cruiser spotted? Because he's who we need off the map. I initially think of running away, but then I'm thinking, no, we literally cannot win this one unless we can get rid of the destroyer, unless we can maintain the caps. If we can get rid of this destroyer here, we can potentially, battleships, get onto the cruiser, get rid of him, and perhaps one of those battleships can stop Red Team from pushing through on the south side of the minimap. But we're following twist and track. I'm also keeping my eyes peeled for the cruiser. I know my guns aren't quite in that right direction, but the Cossack does us a favour. And so we are going to go guns on him. And are we going to get a cap reset? No, RNG absolutely shafts us on that one. And they managed to take the cap. That would have been a little bit of a saving grace had we got a cap reset on there. But one of the battleships lands a good salvo. I think it's Leviathan. And my gun sight is going to be all over the place with this guy as he twists and turns. Salvo left, salvo right, salvo down the middle. Are we going to get him? There's a fire on him and an incapacitation on a gun as he disappears from sight. No, we land the kill. And we managed to keep the island between ourselves and this P-bag. And my next move, you're going to say, is absolutely stupid, and you're quite right. It is absolutely stupid, but at this point in the game, I'm looking at a defeat unless we can get rid of this P-bag and get some caps back. But is it going to be enough? The more they tick the points up, the harder it is going to be for us to put it back. I really don't want to touch this cap, but if I want to just try and reduce the amount of hit points that are going up, then we need to do something about it. I'm looking for support. I'm looking around. That Leviathan is in North Carolina wearing a dress. Basically his bow is his strong point, but he's going away from the P-bag, who's just flipped his radar at me. Like I said, I am contesting the cap. I am stopping them from earning points, but he is also resetting me. So I'm going to go skinny because his radar is not going to last forever. We're going to load AP now straight away. Decision making. He's hit the island broadside. He is going to take a couple of torpedoes there, and that's going to leave him relatively low health. And somebody is going to put a tickle on him as well. Here we go. Shots in from the Leviathan. That leaves him with next to nothing. He is now engaged with the Leviathan, which means that I'm going to go AP on a broadside P-bag and see just what this AP can do. And it appears to do quite a lot. Now, unfortunately, this is going to give me some confidence that I shouldn't have had later in the game and annoyed the hell out of me. But we take a good hit from the P-bag there, but that is a kill. Leviathan gets a helping hand. Massachusetts in front of me. Now is the time to go dark. It is stop, bow in, go skinny, disappear. And I really wish this Leviathan would have turned around and started coming back in this direction before he did, because I think it potentially could have made a difference between victory and defeat. Is the Massachusetts going to push straight into the cap on me? There's some torpedoes. Those must have been from the P-bag. We don't want to get too close to this. We're going to aim the torpedoes into the turn a little bit, and then just in case he hits the brakes, we'll put the other set behind. Staying on the cap. Massachusetts doesn't want any part of this, but the Leviathan is putting a turn in now and coming back towards us. The Tirpitz, unfortunately, did get himself slapped, which means that the Anhalt is out there somewhere. 1 second to take this cap. 2.5 minutes are remaining on the clock. The question is, can we bring this game back? And what is it going to take to bring this game back? Those torpedoes are looking good. I'm waiting for the Leviathan to put a shot in. Massachusetts is turning out, and I'm staring down the good side saying, please, for the love of God, we pick up the first Kraken unleashed in the Schoenberg. And now, with 2 minutes on the clock, we are 50 points behind. If we'd have managed to hold on to 3 caps, this wouldn't be an issue. But the only thing that I have left to do in this game, and again, ask yourselves, am I going to cost this team the win? Out of all the play so far, but in the last minute and a half of this game, I'm going to miss something that I shouldn't have. And if you saw me shooting the AP at that P-bag and taking him down, the reason I think we potentially lost this game is because of what comes next. However, given that I am one of only 2 ships left alive in this game, have I managed to keep this game alive? Here we go. Twist and track points off to the left-hand side. I'm going to ping the map, tell this guy where the Anhalt is. I know the Anhalt can be built with big secondaries. I know it has torpedoes. I know that I'm in trouble in firing my guns, but I'm just thinking, can I get a fire onto this guy? He's low health. Has he used all his damage controls? There's a fire. He takes a slap off the Leviathan at the back. We see that fire burning, and what I'm going to miss, apart from these salvos because of RNG, is the fact that he damage controls that fire. You'll see that I've switched to armor piercing. because I was confident that I could do enough damage because of what happened to that P bag. But RNG and dispersion, even though we've got the mod on slot 1, it's not going to do me justice. We're literally seconds left into this game. This guy is practically dead. All you've got to do is give me one good hit with the salvos in the air. But this is going to be the most bitter finish to a game that I've had in a long time. 98,500 damage, 5 kills. There were a couple of pick-me-ups there, but we pick up the first crack at Unleashed. And the kicker here was, in playing those caps, 2,277 base XP in a defeat. That is better than everybody on the winning team, apart from the P-Bag, who had a massive game there with a 38-18. I don't think I cost us the game, but I've got a feeling if I'd have stayed on high explosive, that it would have taken that guy down in those closing seconds. So, booyah to me. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Let me know in the comments. Did I throw it, or did I do everything I could to try to win it? Hero or zero? Don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, leave me a comment down there, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.